We love turbos, but when they fail big.
Oh! So today we have the man himself, Turbo Joe, to explain exactly what went wrong and how you can keep your turbo sucking down air and getting you more power. First clip. Where's that's
Turbo diesel.
Oh my gosh. Look at him, he got hit and he got no shirt on. I know that hurt. Now he has a tramp stamp forever.
Turbo tramp.
Turbo tramp stamp.
Turbos have a critical RPM. Like anything else, you can only spin them so fast. And if you exceed that limit, they just boop, they go off. That kind of looks like what might have happened. It looks like the whole compressor just kind of went and poof. You kind of hope that most of that went boom, like radially.
Yeah.
Not that it kind of climbed itself forward and
hit someone.
I mean,
that must
being
suck,
on the side
dude.
must be worse, though.
Yeah, now you got metal flying at you at a low-key at high speed, and it's hot.
I like low-key high speed. Like low-key.
It is. I mean, it is.
Turbo diesels they're another world. I'm just looking at that going, oh, man, I hope that guy's got insurance paid up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that don't know, this is the Turbo Joe. You know, he's the boost guy. He knows a thing or two about turbos because he's owned multiple cars with turbos.
Yeah, I raced a few of them. I'm working on the Honda deal.
I know what Honda you're
We just blew it up, though.
I know, but you know what? Hey, it's kind of what happens in the pursuit of all the boost.
If you want to make an omelet, you got to break some motors.
And that's how you make omelets.
Yeah.
It's not with eggs, it's with motors.
With Honda parts.
Let's blow up into the next clip.
Aw, little baby turbos.
That looks pretty cool.
Yes. I give him an A+ for just the composition.
So if you add, so let's say, right, because obviously you were talking about how you don't want to exceed a certain RPM, you don't want too much boost, right? If you have multiple turbos and you just have them at low boost PSI, but each of them is like adding on to it. So it's like each is 5 PSI, but now it's like a total of 15.
No, that's not how that's set up.
That's not, okay,
No.
How does this set up?
You see the 3 individual inlets? So each one of those is going to make a certain amount of pressure. Those would be like a twin turbo setup, except it's obviously 3 of them. A compound would be something where you would take one pressure and then multiply it by another pressure, and then you throw that pressure into the inlet of the second turbo and it multiplies it more. These are just gonna make what they're gonna make. It's not like 5 + 5 + 5 makes 15. You can almost think of it like voltage, like in cells in a battery.
Okay.
If you put them in series, the voltage will add up. If you put them in parallel, then the volume adds up.
Yeah,
the current adds up.
It's the same voltage though.
Yeah.
Okay. See, now you put it in terms that I can understand.
Auto 50, baby.
I love me electricals.
Yeah.
Why do you do this? What is the benefit of doing 3 turbos?
I think in this case, it's really pretty.
Okay.
It looks cool. I mean,
That's cool too. Listen, if your pursuit is aesthetics,
this is turbo stance.
turbo stance.
This is turbo stance is what this is.
Let's multiply into that next clip. Even though Joe said that's not how that works, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
If you think NASCAR is just driving in circles, well boy, do I have some news for you, buckaroo. The next gen cars have evened the playing field, making every race unpredictable and super exciting. Dude, they got AP Racing brakes on here, BBS wheels. That's like high car. And this year, NASCAR breaks out of the raceways and gets in the streets with a series of road races on courses in cities like Mexico City and Chicago. If you want high octane fun, tune into NASCAR this season. In the meantime, guys, I'm gonna go watch this race. I'm gonna have some fun.
Ooh, I already kind of know where this is gonna go.
He jumped out that thing so fast. Oh my God.
What's that one from Fast and Furious? Ejecto Part O, cuz.
That's horrifying because imagine how many people were in the crowd and I imagine how many shrapnels flew out at them.
At least it's on the other side of the ballistic trajectory. So by the time it comes back down, it's not going to be being propelled very quickly. So maybe the piston will just drop on your head.
Yeah, maybe just a
head.
hot-ass piston will just drop on your head. No big deal. At least
it's better than having it being shot at your head at high speed, right? So
it's all terrifying. It's all bad.
Yes.
That was a horrible fire explosion.
Do you hear the as it hit the grandstands?
Yes.
You hear that dunk? That's a couple, 2-3 pounds right there.
Is it safe to assume that this is kind of the same deal that happened with the boat where he exceeded that RPM, or do you think something else happened?
That's
because it looked like he held it for a very long time.
No. That's the motor. That's the motor going boof. Boof. That's the motor going bye-bye. That's not the turbo. The boat, the turbo, you can see the turbo went poof, and the turbo just blew up. The motor was fine.
I guess actually, wait, that was kind of silly of me to ask now that you mentioned it. It was a huge fire explosion instead of just a small turbo being contained within
that launched this way, boof, into the stands.
Sometimes I don't think things through, Turbo Joe. My brain just, my mouth works faster than my brain, and I just, Joe knows me in real life, guys. He knows how I operate.
It seems to be kind of common to see these catastrophic failures in the diesels when they get up in a, like 2,000-3,000 horsepower range, like spark ignition motors, when they go bye-bye, like the funny cars, basically if you have a misfire, you'll get something like that. You'll get the whole motor separate because of that. I've seen videos where the whole top of the motor just goes blowing off, like it shoots the cylinders off. It splits it at the bottom of the cylinders, and the whole thing just goes blop, and you got the cylinder head and the cylinders lying in there, and then the pistons are just doing this thing
just
as it slows down.
Yeah,
as it slows down, you see the piston go blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
I'd be
super
pissed.
awesome. Yeah.
I'd be like, bro, my engine is in two, dog. All right, let's blow into this next clip.
I've actually seen that in real life before. One of the things that'll cause that is just poor maintenance. When the bearings will go bad, the bearing section of a turbo runs at a really high temperature. If you don't change the oil, like the back end of the turbo gets kind of coked up, and you basically starve it for oil. So that back journal, the thing's just spinning and spinning and spinning, and basically the bearing wears out, and it'll start to kind of turn in concentric circles. Once that happens, it kind of beats itself silly, and the turbine will end up breaking off. I've seen them where the turbine has actually gone down the pipe and got caught in the catalytic converter.
Oh,
The thing that makes me wonder is that deal, I can't imagine that wasn't just smoking up a storm, because it's basically there's oil going out that way too. The oil's pumping out the exhaust too. Somebody had to be noticing.
At that point, yeah, you're right. You even if you didn't see it, you must have heard it.
I always heard the two whistle noise from a turbo. It's one thing if you hear but if you hear two different tones at the same time, that's always bad. So they probably did hear a change in the turbo noise.
But they didn't think anything of it, maybe?
Yeah, maybe they had the radio turned up.
I mean, weird noises start happening, the radio goes up.
But I'm sure at some point they probably noticed a smoke cloud out the back. You can see how wet it is there.
With all the...
Yeah, it's all wet back there. So I'm sure that had to be making some smoke.
I mean, as long as
Not the good kind of smoke either.
As long as no debris went into your exhaust, then I think it should be fine. You could just replace your turbo, right, with the new turbo?
Probably. I mean, if you had a cat, you probably have some chunks in there. Catalytic converter.
Damn. That's why you gotta hit it, and if you hear rattling,
No, it'll jam in the.
Oh my god, and that's even worse because now you're not getting proper flow.
Plus, the oil's not good for it either.
All bad news. So at this point,
bad.
just replace your turbo and your exhaust system.
And on the other side, that side becomes unhinged as well. So it goes forward and starts sending little chunks from the compressor back in. So there's nothing good about that.
Nightmare on Turbo Street and headache on Stephanie Street. And with that, next clip.
That sounds 2J, but it doesn't.
Adam?
But it doesn't look 2J.
Just had track day where you posted a picture of the turbo. I believe it was on the 2JZ E36. And it was hottish. It was glowing like that, like a goddamn glow stick. Yeah, everything about this is just screaming and hot. And
it's cool. As long as somebody else is paying for it.
Yeah, that's the beauty, right? If it's someone else's problem.
We get to enjoy it. I appreciate them.
It looks cool.
It's a public service.
You know what? And I will admit, taking a picture of that and like posting it and the exposure's all the way like down and it's dark, it'd be a hard ass picture.
I've seen pictures of like the old F1 motors on the dyno and just, and their dynos would simulate a track and you could see it going through and you see it light up and then cool back down, light up and cool back down. It's not hard to like that. You know?
It looks, like you said, it looks really cool as long as it's not yo problem and it's not yo money.
Or yo wallet, yeah.
Yo wallet, yo money, yo headache,
yo wallet, yo problems. I'm a baby about that stuff. I don't like just beating the living crap out of my stuff.
I mean, unless if you have like money pouring out your ass like
There's
that.
still time. Who's gonna come? You gonna come
Exactly.
over and fix it for me?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is like, listen, hot take right now. Unless if you're fucking rich and you got money coming out your ass and you're paying someone else to do it, you're not gonna do this deliberately, you know?
You do it for the gram.
This is your car in real time. You'd be like, shut that down
Not
right
doing
now.
it. I'm not gonna re-weld the header another time.
See?
Nope, not
See,
gonna do
nope, not us. This next clip was posted with the top comment saying, that's why an intercooler and oil is important.
I can't wait to see one without oil.
Let's check it out.
Okay, I know what they're doing here. That is basically how they test turbos. That's how they establish what turbos do. This turbos, it's sort of like a turbo centipede, right? Where you have the compressor compressing, and it goes out, and they run it through like a propane blower,
Okay.
and you add fuel to it, and then it almost turns it into a turbine, like a jet engine. The compressor compresses, it comes back around, and it's got a burner in it, and that burner then goes into the inlet of the turbine, cycles around, and goes out the back. So it's sort of a self-running turbo.
Okay.
So my friend had one of those. He had one of those stands all set up. You could actually map turbos. You could make a turbo map off of this. So if you know the inlet going in and you know the pressure coming out, and you could regulate the amount of fuel that you put into it, and you can turn the turbo up and turn it down. So you can see him you can see him throttling it up with the fuel.
So the top commenter just didn't know what that was going on.
Well, it would have oil. You'd have oil pumping to it. You'd have some kind of oil and have some kind of drain. It's not going to do what it's doing right there. It'd be crapping the turbine right out of the back of it. That's the whole point.
Duh, top commenter.
You can't see the fuel, like the actual burner down below.
Do your research next time.
Yeah, top commenter.
Please don't talk shit to us in our comments. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. I need one of those. Just fire
You
it up.
should get one of
Just
those.
fire it up out in the street.
You should get one of those just so I can come over and be like,
You
yeah.
would come over.
What are you talking about, Joe?
I've invited you over before.
Joe, you've invited me a total of 2 times, and I've shown up once.
What did I invite you for? 4th of July?
No, you didn't invite me for that either. Actually,
Oh, did I just shoot myself in the foot?
yeah, you did, Joe.
What'd you come over for?
The wiring harness, remember?
Oh, that's not. I meant for a thing.
It's because you don't invite me to things, apparently.
Okay, well, I'm inviting you now. It's on camera.
Next clip. All right, let's see this dude's mounting placements.
Is that a Supra? Is that a Mark
No,
IV?
wasn't it? Was it?
Does it look like a Mark IV? It's flashing by the headlight. This is way down.
That's a sub mount.
Okay. So
That's okay. Let's get into it.
you gotta watch where you park.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I mean, what if you're like driving down
This dashboard
gravel?
has a placard that says parallel parking only.
That's a good one.
Definitely don't want to be pulling in nose in at O'Reilly.
I totally understand mounting your turbo in different places. You know, if you don't want people to see, whatever. But what if like a gravel hits that?
Yeah.
That's just, in my opinion, that looks like a risky mounting point.
All I can think of is like the curb stops at the end of a parking lot.
Oh, yeah, that
That's
too.
all. The curb just pulling up. You just pull up. You're like, am I all the way in? Oh, too far. The tricky part with that is everything gets difficult when you have the turbo below the static oil level in the pan. So you have to have an actual pump to pump the oil out of the turbo. I got a friend that has does turbo vipers. It's lots of hot and cold turbo vipers like crazy,
Nice.
and they mount them down low, so they have to have scavenge pumps.
Sim, go ahead and make
pump.
sure.
Yeah, they have to have pumps to pump the turbos out.
to go against gravity.
Contrary to popular opinions, turbos don't really have seals. You're like, I totally blew the turbo seal. There's not really seals in turbos.
Wow.
So
Fight about it in the comments.
if you fill it up too much, the oil just it runs out past the sealing rings.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, so it runs out both ways.
What are some other tricky turbo placements or placements that you like?
Well, I've seen them mount them in the back.
Rear mounts are pretty cool.
Rear mounted. So you run the pipe all the way back. But I can't imagine that they're responsive when you've got 9 feet of tubing between the exhaust manifold or the exhaust valve and the turbo that seems like you'd lose a lot of heat. And heat's one of the things that drives a turbo. So let's boost our way to the next clip.
Oh, that was a good one. Use that one. Use that one. Speaking of Civics.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh my God, his face says it all.
Look at it. He's got the obligatory AEM air fuel monitor on the dash. Is he happy about this? Is this?
Well, what other feeling could he feel besides pain, Joe?
He seems kind of happy about it. He seems like he might be into pain. Just saying.
Listen, we're not king shaming over here, Joe.
I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. If that's what he's into, that's what he's into. I may or may not know what that looks like right now.
You know that all too well. You know that feeling all too well, Joe.
That feeling of no compression, that feeling of like, you should come by and check out the pistons in the shop.
I'm gonna have to go by and check that out. Know what not to push mine. Anytime anything goes wrong in my cars, I'm like,
I revel in other people's mechanical catastrophes. I love them. I don't.
oh, you just love to watch the world burn, don't you?
I love them less when they're mine.
Joe's over here sitting up, eating his popcorn.
No.
And then it happens to him. He's like,
no. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
There's no laughing, Joe.
There's laughing.
It's pain.
At the end of the day, what are you gonna do?
Probably cry for like a few seconds.
Or get on the internet and look for another set of rods. The indication on mine when we went poof, we were trying to keep it low.
Engine stand?
It was on the engine dyno.
Okay.
So we made a run and we were targeting like 5 pounds of boost, 7 pounds of boost. You know, I know what the target was, and the system kind of said, well, I know you just want 5, but I kind of like 15. And so we were not trying to go anywhere near the danger zone, but then we kind of went to the danger zone, and the run looked really good. And then he's on the dyno, whoop, whoop. My friend Brian goes, vroom, vroom, and poof, the dipstick went shooting across the room. He just kind of went, oh yeah, that didn't look good. And so
Brian.
And I just went, well, we don't have a big vent on it, so we just kind of wired the dipstick down, put a bigger vent on the crankcase. I thought, well, maybe it just doesn't have enough venting. And it was just a stock motor, so okay. And then we went to go fire it up again, and the new vent that we put on looked like an exhaust pipe in the bucket. It was just whoosh, smoke just pulling up. It did not look that dissimilar from this setup right here. We leaked it down, and basically it had 15% left. It was leaking down 85%.
Oh my Lord.
On number one. Let's surge on into the next clip.
On a Ford EcoBoost, and why I tell people not to get these things.
Sure.
There you go.
That's that noise I was talking
That
about.
second whine, that two-tone.
Two tones. It's a two-tone whine.
That's the whine of death right there.
Out the back too.
Smoke. We got the smoke.
Yep, there you go.
We got the smoke. That's not that much smoke, frankly.
Blown turbo. And if you smell egg smell, chances are your cat's cooked because of it.
I mean, that's...
It's got a nice coating of oil over it. It's got a motor oil glaze.
Motor oil glaze
It's got a
on your cat.
polyalpha olefin glaze. Those aren't bad motors.
I hear a lot of slander on the EcoBoost.
The 3.5s have an issue with the phasers and the chains and stuff like that from just wear. The 2.7s those things are bulletproof. Those things are legendary. But you can still screw up a turbo from not doing the oil changes. Using cheap oil. If you're, a fan of super tech and like extended oil changes, probably not a good idea.
Oh my God, he's calling you out.
You got a Walmart deal?
No.
Okay. All right, you're fine.
Fight about it with Joe in the comments. Let's see that next clip.
Well, this is kind of like the other one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like it.
I mean,
See, that's the burner we were talking about on
Yeah.
the other one. That you basically just you introduce fuel. Oh, what the hell is going on now?
it's cool as hell.
We need to have
And you
this
know
over.
what?
Honestly, if I had a choice to have this over for 4th of July and you over 4th of July,
Joe,
it's close.
Joe, are you serious?
What would you do?
That thing exploded, Joe. That would ruin that.
explode.
It was on its way to.
Explode?
Oh, it didn't explode. It just started shooting whatever.
Sparks. Those are sparks.
Or what? Yeah,
Come on.
sparks.
In the middle of the street, wouldn't that be cool?
What the hell, Joe? Is this them?
This is them.
Nice. Single-handedly warming the globe. Look.
That looks so crazy.
Hear the two noises?
Yeah, that's the screech of death.
It's always the two noises. Metal rubbing into itself. They spin at 100, 150, 200,000 RPM.
And this is the most you'd rather have at your party instead of me.
It's a good conversationalist.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's a good conversationalist with his two-tone scream of death. All right, y'all, and with this flaming turbo furnace, that's a wrap, honestly. We've seen so many turbo stuff today. Thank you, Joe, so much for coming out.
I want more.
And-
I want to see more. I don't want to go.
Don't worry. Turbo Furnace is going to be your next Super Bowl party.
Yeah,
Don't
so-
you fret. You can have as many conversations as we want with that screech of death. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, check out some more RMS videos. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at radical_stuff and Turbo Joe on Instagram at Rusty Raptor. He might invite you to his next Super Bowl party.
Might.
Bye.
Bye.